Hey, welcome to Cooked by Cass. In this video, I'll show you how to make these delicious, soft on the inside chocolate chip cookies that are gluten-free, and the ingredients are listed below. Okay, so I do have the oven preheating at 350 degrees. So with this recipe, it's going to be a lot of separate bowls, and it just ensures that you get the right consistency for your cookies. So going to add in the nut butter, and I'm using peanut butter. You could use almond butter or sunflower butter, whatever butter you want, but this is the one that I'm using, and I think it helps bind it the best. Beat this egg, and what I have in here is vanilla extract already. I found that vanilla extract flavor gets more throughout your cookie batter when you do the vanilla extract in the egg. Wow. I just mixed these together. And now what we're going to do is combine not really too rough, because you don't want to over mix your egg, but just enough to get it integrated into the sugar, because this is really your cookie binder. So this is what's gonna hold your cookie together, and you want the flavor in every piece. Okay, so that's mixed together. So now we can move on to the flowers. So with this one, you just want to whisk everything together. Yeah, once you get that mixed up, and you can kind of see the color is consistent throughout. The cocoa powder and the cinnamon kind of give it a little bit of a tint, as you can see. So now what you want to do is we can put the dry mixture into the wet. So I like to incorporate them a little at a time. So this is just a 1/4 cup. Just get those in. And you keep in mind we still got the egg, so you don't want to overmix. Cookie batter base is pretty good. Now we want to toss our chocolate chips and walnuts. You can leave out the walnuts if you want to, but the chocolate chips. And what I do is I put a little bit of the flour. So when I was doing this with whole or all-purpose flour, I would just put a little bit of that flour in there. I think it's really cool. So now what you're gonna do, fold this in. Don't do that. Okay, so form the cookies, but the key is that your cookies need to be refrigerated. The dough needs to be refrigerated, or if you're really in a rush, you can freeze it, put it in the freezer for maybe 15 or 20 minutes, but just enough to get a chill on it, because that's what helps these cookies keep their shape and not like fall flat like regular cookies. And so that's one of my tips. that's just something that I've found. And if you do refrigerate it, you want to at least refrigerate it for 3 hours. But a 30-minute placement in the freezer, that will help too. I've done that before when I was trying to make them up quickly. So we just want to use our scoop, smush to the side. That's one. Try to keep them the same shape. And you just want to repeat this until you have finished all of the dough. So I'll be doing this and then I'll be back. So get that one in. If you see, like maybe there's not a chocolate chip on the top of one, you can put that in there. Maybe it looks gappy, have a little bit of dough. And this is just gonna have like a little bit of leftover, and it's not enough to make another cookie. Okay, so now once you kind of added any remaining cookie dough to your cookies, now we're going to do the roll. So this is just where you simply roll it in your fingers, in between your palms, I mean, and try to pick the most presentable side. Because how you freeze these, that's how you want to just drop them on the cookie sheet. So, looks like that one. And it's really just to round it out. And when I bake my cookies, I do not flatten them. I like my cookies to almost be like just mounds. I don't like really flat, crispy, crunchy cookies. I don't like that. I like for it to be soft on the inside. Yep, so I'll just repeat this and then it's ready to go in the freezer. So just forming these into balls. Okay, so correction. Now, once you're rolling it, this is the time you're gonna pick the side that you want to be on top. So, let's roll it and kind of just decide. Or you can, alternatively, some people just kind of have an extra chocolate chip set aside and you can just pop them on top. So whichever is most convenient for you, that's what you should do. So now we're done. These are going to be refrigerated, like I said, 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours, or you can do a 20-minute, 15 to 20-minute set in the freezer. I'll be back when it's time to bake them. So the oven's preheated. Now that we're going to bake, so you didn't need to preheat it before because it needs to be refrigerated. Unless you were going to bake it immediately, you can do that. So the dough has been in the freezer. I did 25 minutes, so as you can see, when it had flattened the bottoms. So we're just going to transfer these directly onto the baking sheet. And the good thing about these ones is they don't really spread too much. So where you place it is kind of where it will end up. Okay, so I put the remaining 4 just on the smaller little pan. But yeah, so mine made about 16 cookies. So now I'm gonna put it in the oven and bake it for about 13 minutes. If you have like a lighter pan, like maybe like a lighter silver pan or something like that, you can do 15 minutes. But it's pretty much between 11 and 14 minutes. Okay, so I actually did them for about 15 minutes just because my oven wasn't all the way preheated, so I added a little more time. So just let these cool for a little bit, and then I'll transfer to the cooling rack to finish cooling. Alright, so I got my cooling rack down, and I have a spatula that I'll scrape the cookies with and set them on the cooling rack. All right, thank you so much for watching. As always, please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.